International human rights law recognizes everyone's right to an adequate standard of living, including adequate housing. Despite the central place of this right within the global legal system, well over 1 billion people are not adequately housed. Millions around the world live in life or health-threatening conditions, in overcrowded slums and informal settlement, or in other conditions which do not uphold their human rights and their dignity. Further, millions are forcibly evicted or threatened with forced eviction from their homes every year. This is Housing Development, where we discuss housing, its affordability and accessibility to Nigerians. As always, I am Flora Ani, your housing diva. Stay tuned for the latest news in the sector.
The federal government has disclosed plans to conduct a trial of the population and housing census in June, ahead of the commencement of the exercise in 2023, with the successful area demarcation of 772 local government area across the country and the Federal Capital Territory FCT. The Chairman National Population Commission, Honorable Nasir Isa Kwara, made the disclosure at the Capacity Building Workshop for Population Correspondence held in Nasarawa. According to him, the Commission had also conducted the first and second census pre-test exercises to test the census instruments in preparation for the exercise. He, however, noted the Commission's readiness to deliver accurate census to Nigerians, adding that strategic partnership with the media will form the tripod upon which the census architecture will stand to reach out to Nigerians. Stakeholders in the housing and construction industry have organized a send-off dinner in honor of the immediate past Managing Director of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, architect Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, have appraised him for a job well done during his years of leadership in the mortgage sector. It was an event of accolades, advice and motions as dignitaries, colleagues and staff poured out their goodwill messages, describing the FMBN boss as a seasoned administrator and leader by excellence.
We came and met over 25 years. The bank has only generated 232 billion naira in 25 years. But we saw that even at that time, we know that that bank cannot continue like that. Within 5 years of our tenure, we generated 320 billion in NHF contributions. We tried to engage even the informal sector, who are hitherto not known to be NHF contributors. So that is one of the achievements we have done. We increased participation of Nigerians, we increased more contributions by Nigerians, and we created more mortgages.
We made a decision to ensure that each time one has done very well in the position of service, that at the end of the tenure, we will have an opportunity to be able to say one or two things about what he has done as a way of encouraging those who are still in office to know that their labors of love is not forgotten, and rather that there are people who are keeping record of what they are doing, and that at the appropriate time, what they have done in service will be remembered and posterity will be kept in the know as to how they have functioned very well.
Similarly, the convener of the event and Managing Director of Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, Festus Adebayo, noted that the essence of celebrating Dangiwa was to encourage other public office holders to ensure commitment, professionalism and effective discharge of their responsibilities, as these will further foster celebration of good deeds from great achievers in the housing industry. Abe Mortgage Bank celebrates 30 years in business. It has made the assertion to improve service delivery to Nigerians, becoming the first choice for mortgages, housing, finance and investment. Given the massive housing gap, the bank noted in a statement that it would continue to expand to suit the requirements of Nigerians, particularly its shareholders. According to the Managing Director, Mobalaji Adeomi, Abe Mortgage Bank is repositioning itself for the next 30 years and would continue to maintain its leadership position in the industry, however noting their unrelenting efforts towards fulfilling the vision of becoming the leading mortgage bank out of Africa, adding that this can be achieved by innovating and adapting new technologies, making the banking process a seamless experience for customers.
For more housing news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Moving on, the rains are here again, and it has become quite troubling when houses are submerged or infrastructures such as roads are blocked out as a result of flood. How can such situations be salvaged? Now here is a report of the aftermath of a 4-hour rainfall in some parts of the FCT.
It has become quite an epidemic when houses are submerged by water or infrastructures such as roads blocked as a result of flood. Flooding in some cases is the aftermath of no drainages, poor constructed drainages, blocked waterways, or when houses are constructed to cover up waterways. Either way, the resultant effect is flood, which not only damages properties but also brings about loss of lives in severe cases. Some residents around Abuja metropolis have lamented the resultant effect and toll flooding has had on their buildings, while some have narrated the hindrances flooding have brought on their movements. Others stated that it had rendered them homeless. Residents of Gudu area in Abuja, speaking to Housing Development Crew, stated that not only does it affect their houses and businesses, the road network is usually cut off, and at the time of filing this report, a boy was said to have been carted away by the flood and is still being searched for.
The rain affects us a lot. Anytime rain like this falls, everywhere we feed up. No car passing, even on top of the bridge. Erosion will cover everywhere. So by the time the rain is falling, people will park their car. Maybe 1 hour after the rain, they now start driving.
We have been suffering for this area for several years. Rain has been falling here, and then the place is not looking good. Has been taking different things, cars. Rain will fall, water will fall everywhere, and cars will fall in, people will be dying. You can see as the place there. So we have been suffering here. No governor is helping us.
This floor here is disturbed too much. Even last year, this is how we face it. This year too, this is how we face it. This is the second time now of this rain started for now. But this one now is the worst one. You pack all this place, at this place where you cannot even you swallow all these blocks that you are even seeing. All this place here, that is how it be. Even this morning, this water carry one boy, he carry somebody. The boy every now and then they look for him, they cannot even find the dead myself. So this flood here disturbed too much.
Since morning, my boy then they call me to catch the fish. Yes. So I enter the water. Yes. Rivers they pass the small boy. You know, see. So up to now, would there people they search inside rivers? They see the boy, you know, see the boy again. So since morning. So about now, would there people inside rivers? You see, you know, see the boy.
Flooding is a ripple effect of poor construction and poor societal decisions. Hence, there is no doubt a need for government and stakeholders at all levels to adequately provide for sustainable environment. With the establishment of a good road network system and houses properly built, having relevant agencies checkmate the proper protection of societal infrastructure, as these will further curb loss of lives and properties.
Those living in flood-prone areas should desist from the habit of blocking water canals with structures, buildings and waste. When illegal structures are constructed on waterways, who is to be blamed? Let's hear from the people on Voices on the Street.
I think I blame both of them, because the government is supposed to provide housing for the people, and because of housing deficits, people have no option than to build wherever they see, and that is responsible for all these collapses you are seeing. If government, like in developed worlds, are responsible for houses for the people, I don't think anybody will be striving to build on waterway. So that is the major problem. So I blame government more for not taking good care of the people. What is wrong in building local houses where people will stay? But they don't do that. Even the local houses they build, most of the time, is too exorbitant for the ordinary Nigerian to get it. How about the workers? They are working in Abuja here, and they don't have a place to live. So where do you want them to stay? It is pressure that makes people to build on waterways.
To be very honest with you, I think the both parties have part to blame. They have to take part of the blames. Mostly the government. If you watch in a situation where there's no government they execute, they give plans, they give orders, but they don't enforce it. Like take for instance, in the cases of Abuja, you have some of the villages where the indigenes, they give away land indiscriminately to people. They're asking no paper to back it up, and now they will collect small money from people and then allow you to build where you're not even. And they know that you are not supposed to build on those people. But the fact that you give them small amount of money, but if government has make a housing plan, some of these villages, government can take up those villages and use their hand to arrange the building the way they should be. That you don't have right to start selling land to any other person. So I think government have a major part to play.
I think the government should have made proper arrangement for plans when it comes to structures and planning the areas very well. This is the duty of the government. And of course, if any citizen is going to build somewhere the government already has planned out not to be a good place, that they definitely know when it rains, there's going to be a flood. So government are supposed to have made proper planning for all of this.
Actually, you blame the Nigerian who built a house on the waterway. You don't blame government, because these individuals, they purposely know that that particular place is a waterway, and they still go ahead and build. After some time, you see a house collapse. Some will even wash away with the rain something, and they will now call government for help. Why should government come and help somebody who purposely built that particular thing? So government need to even enact a law that will punish those who offend that particular deed.
You can't blame the government, you will only blame the Nigerians, because they see that that place is erosion. So they don't have any right to build on top of erosion. So when they build it, by tomorrow they can't blame government. So that is it. So if you want to build, you know the place that you can build your house and be saved. So that is it. You say you can't see where erosion do, they go and build on top of tomorrow start blaming government.
I believe that we should have a collaborative effort between the government and the citizens, stakeholders, because I would not want to, I'm tired of the blame game. You can on your own do something in your own little way. So I think we should need to see more collaborative efforts. Going further, Nigeria, our population is increasing as the day goes by. So just imagine us in the next 10 years, the next 3 years. And the thing we should pay attention to, we're not paying attention to. God bless us with land. Land's in abundance. What are we doing about it? So I think we should start thinking about our future. We start planning, because it's the most populated black nation in the world. So we should expect so much from her, and you understand that our population is increasing every day. So we need to do.
The the surprising thing we need to know is that some persons who are even building in unauthorized places, lands, they know that those places are unauthorized, but they just like, for the meantime, let me just keep living there. Whenever they come for removal, then I must have lived, because I don't have where to live. And why I say is the blame should go to the both sides, because those places you are said authorized place that you are living to was still approved by some government officials. They must have collected money from them. You can't just start building. There is no way you can start building in FCT that you not, the development control, the FCDA will not be aware. So you will be surprised that they still connived with some government officials. So that's why I say the blame go to both parties.
Voices on the street there. Flooding is one of the most destructive natural hazards. Now here are some safety tips to help you prepare for rising water and what to do once a flood has begun. Do not walk through flooded areas. It can be difficult to tell how deep the water is and what lies underneath the water that could hurt you. Even shallow moving water can make you fall. If you have to walk in water wherever possible, walk where the water is not moving. Use a stick to check the firmness of the ground in front of you. Do not drive into flooded areas. Remember, turn around, don't drown. If flood waters rise around your car, abandon the car and move to higher ground, only if you can do so safely. And finally, do not touch electrical equipment if you're wet or standing in water. I'll be back shortly. Sweet home, no place like home, they say. Coming up next is Brains and Hammers, Bungalow City, located in the Federal Capital Territory.
Over the time, we have built expertise and reputations, and as part of our contribution to contribute to reducing the housing deficit in Nigeria, we feel by building cities, affordable housing will actually help Nigerians to actually secure houses that are standard, that are green, that can also make them feel or have the taste of Brains and Hammers.
Payment plan, your initial payment of 20%, that makes you to have a contract with us. The next installment is after 3 months. You can pay your 30%, so within that 1 year you're making up your 100%.
Every time I go to site, I feel happy because I see we're creating employment in thousands, not just in small numbers. From the market women handling food, to suppliers on site, to the block industries, to the artisans. These are all people that you see in thousands. When you go to Bungalow City, I look around and I feel good. I know that this is part of the things that we want to do. We want to empower people, we want to train people, and we are doing that. In terms of houses, we've built 10,000 houses so far, and we plan to build 25,000 houses. So you can see we are working with organizations to reduce the housing deficit in Nigeria, also helping civil servants to secure houses, secure their future, secure their family. That's what we are doing.
You're still watching Housing Development. Up next is the 16th Abuja International Housing Show.
The housing show is important to us because the Abuja market is good for our plaster of Paris and plasterboard market, and for us what the intention of being here is to just expose the company to as many people as we can.
The role it plays for our business and how we've experienced its impact is why we've come again and again and again.
It's an opportunity for us to meet prospective clients and also advise people on housing and tell them about our product.
Oh, it's been a fantastic one so far. This is now our second time here. We were here last year, and every time we come we've seen that there's been value that's been added to our business.
It's an avenue I want everybody that is in the built environment to explore. It is a place you can network, and then you can showcase what you can do.
For us, it was a success. Extremely happy to be here. Extremely happy about the agenda. Centric on affordable housing.
It's a platform for us to share ideas. It's a platform for us to take something back home. So basically, it's a good platform for the housing industry.
This is not our first time. We have been part of this program since 2012. And it has been so amazing.
This so far has been encouraging and interesting. It's not just by the quantity, but it's by the quality.
I heard over the media that there will be a show of this form, this week. So I just decided to walk in and see what is happening, So I just came in. I'm really impressed. I saw some products.
Oh, we've been at Abuja International Housing Show from the beginning. So this is 15 years, and so we've been partners in this, yes.
Brought a lot of exposure to the company,
I want to appreciate the Abuja Housing Show and want to tell you guys to continue doing what you're doing.
The good thing is the partnership that the Abuja International Housing Show helps to create. It what makes all of this sensible.
Abuja International Housing Show is a networking event basically for me, where people from different fields in the construction and building industry can come around and meet each other, network.
Events like this will actually go a long way in ensuring that the gap is bridged, and that will really go a long way to also help economic development.
The importance of housing to men cannot be overemphasized. A deficiency in housing can profoundly affect the health, welfare and productivity of men. It is an indispensable necessity without which man's survival is impossible. Housing should be made a topmost priority to all in Nigeria. On that note, I call it a wrap on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain Flora Ani, your Housing Diva.